My dad say you cannot sleep east to west, and my Chinese mom say you cannot sleep facing the door. How?
Don't sleep. No, it's okay.
So if you're bored with your fiancé, then you know what to do.
Change.
I remember when I received the keys for my new house, my grandmother sat me down and like, you need to do this, you need to do this.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Chatterbox. I'm your host, Eugene, and you might recognize me from Supernatural Confessions. But today, as we approach the Halloween month, we are going to talk about all things superstitions and supernatural with my three very special guests today, Natasha, Kyle, and Rishita.
Hi, I'm Rishita. I go by Delwes Bata on TikTok. I used to do horror content. I still do occasionally. I moved on to do co-host the horror series called Tigil Tales on MediaCorp.
My name is Kyle. I'm a filmmaker and podcaster. I run a horror podcast called Ghost Maps. I've been doing it for about 4 years now.
Hi, I'm Natasha. I do contents on TikTok and I'll share my horror experience whilst doing my makeup.
For today, we're going to find out the origins of superstitions, how much they believe in this, and if there is any truth to some of these old wives' tales. So to get our engine running, I'm going to play a little game with you, an icebreaker game called Spookie or Dookie. Are we ready, guest?
Yeah.
Okay, very first scenario. You're walking home alone at night. You're sure there is no one else around you. And then suddenly, you heard your name being called. Natasha. On the count of three, Spookie or Dookie? 1, 2, 3.
I usually have like hearing issues. Like I can't hear like normal things in life already. Then if I hear like someone whispering, means really it's legit. So I will freak out.
Normally cannot hear anything. Now you hear a whisper, means the ghost must be shouting at you already.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
I've experienced this before. Yeah, so what I can remember was I ran like a marathon. Yeah, like, dash.
But you will not turn around to check.
No,
Maybe someone calling you. Someone's
I
your
will
friend.
never.
Never.
No.
Kyle never turn around to check either.
I did it before, but nothing. Then I just walk.
That's very interesting. How did you turn around?
Like your whole body turn, instead of like your head turn.
As Chinese, we were brought up by our grandparents and all, right?
Yeah.
When you hear your name being called, you got to turn your entire body this way. Natasha, Rishita, have you heard of that superstitions before?
No.
Like what happened if you just turn your
Yeah,
head
what happened?
instead of?
Okay, so the Chinese believe that you have 3 fire, like candles. So when you turn your head, you will knock out 1 candle, and you have only 2 candles left, right? The ghost can come and attack. That's why sometimes when you're growing up, your grandma, if you're Chinese, will say don't have bangs because you're going to cover one of your fire there.
I heard of the bangs one.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the second scenario? It is 3 a.m. You're coming back from the clubs, from work. You walk past a very big tree, and then suddenly there's a strong smell of Frangipanis. Spookie or Dookie? 3, 2, 1, go! Wow.
This is quite standard. This one.
Oh, spooky. Standard, Kyle says. Standard. Okay.
Usually, Frangipanis are known as Pontianak flowers. Yeah, so if there's a scent of Frangipani, maybe Pontianak is around you.
Hey, I thought Pantang, we also cannot say Pontianak, right?
At night.
Daylight.
At night.
Daylight, okay.
But you won't like check, got Frangipani tree or not? Maybe there's Frangipani tree? Or even if there's a Frangipani tree.
Yeah, it's a house for them.
Third one. You're on the last train home. It is very quiet and empty, except for one lone lady sitting in the corner, dressed totally in white, with long black hair, just sitting down. On the count of 3, Spookie or Dookie? 1, 2, 3. 2 Dookies, 1 Spookie. Okay, let's hear the Dookies first.
I think from her perspective, the woman's perspective, I'll be the creep because I'm the only guy in the train with her. Then I'll walk to another train.
Okay.
Just so that we don't need to see her. And I don't need to see that creepy woman.
I like Kyle's explanation. I'm going to walk away so I don't freak her out.
Yeah.
Not that he's freaked out, no. So the only one who says spooky, why so, Natasha?
Because I'm an overthinker. So if I were to see someone wearing white from far away, okay, hantu. Yeah,
Straight away, without doubt.
hantu.
Didn't even bother why hantu need to take MRT.
No, I don't know. No cars, no
Okay.
bikes.
Next one, I'm going to ask you about some superstitions. We're going to get to the really nitty-gritty classic superstitions here. Whether you believe in them or you don't believe in them. You should never point to the moon.
My grandma always said, don't point to the moon, especially when it's full, because it's disrespectful to the moon. And apparently there's like a moon goddess, then you will get angry, then you will get like a cut behind your ear for some reason. And I've gotten that cut, but not by pointing the moon, it's just by hearing the story.
So you guys have not heard about it?
No.
So you have pointed at the moon before?
Yeah.
Have your ear gotten
No.
cut? Pushita?
No, I never gotten cut.
There was actually a part 2 to this superstition. It's not just anyone pointing to the moon. It's actually pregnant women.
Oh.
Pregnant women should avoid pointing to the moon because the child will come out with a scar on the face or your ear will be cut off. So the next one is, when you sleep at night, you should not be sleeping with your feet or your body directly facing the door.
Ours is different. Cannot sleep in a certain direction, not really facing the door or whatever. There's a particular direction you cannot sleep in because it's like a mythology that if you sleep in that direction, your head will be cut off. Either east or west. So it comes from a mythology where a kid's head was cut off because of a god, but then the god started regretting that they cut off the kid's head. So they wanted to find a person sleeping in a particular direction and get their head and put it on the kid. But then end up there was only an elephant sleeping in that direction. So they cut off an elephant's head and put it on the kid. So the kid became an elephant god.
Ganesha.
Like Ganesha, yeah, Ganesha.
Oh,
That's
like
the
Ganesha,
story.
or is that Ganesha's
It
story?
is Ganesha's story, yeah.
okay.
So after that, people just like followed it lah. Like you cannot sleep in that direction.
So if I am Indian Chinese, right, or I mixed heritage, and my dad say you cannot sleep east to west, boy, with your head cannot cut off. Then my Chinese mom say you cannot sleep facing the door, how? Then I sleep diagonal lah, my bed.
Don't sleep. No.
That's the thing about superstitions. Very teruk no sometimes. Okay, so Kyle, you nodded, you have heard about it?
Yeah, like the beliefs that that was told about me is because when you sleep facing the door, when you go into a deep sleep, the spirit will leave your body and go out of the door, and then you will not return, and then you will just die.
Oh.
Yeah, but I have not found that to be true lah. I have slept facing the door before. Not very comfortable lah, to be honest. Like I think it's like a natural instinct. As a human, you will want to be protected, right? Because anyone can open the door.
The other pantang that I heard as well is to not sleep facing the window, because then your soul will fly out or be captured by other spirits and you not come back. So if we believe all these pantang, there's actually not much options left to sleep in the room. Just like by the wall or...
The room very small.
Now
No
in
spaces.
HDB.
You see in toilet.
Last one. This one. I will kena scolding teruk-teruk if I don't do this. Come home. First thing you must do,
Wash your legs.
wash your legs.
Yeah.
You guys heard that as well?
Yeah.
Again, with spirits. So once you got back home, wash your legs so that, you know, spirits won't linger around you. Yeah, won't enter your home.
Because I always find that superstitions to be quite funny. It's like the ghost follow you back. Then when you wash your feet, the ghost, Ayah! I cannot follow him already. He's walking away.
My parents do it because ask me to do it because they want to keep the place clean lah, like dirty feet or what. But I've heard of some of my friends believe in that. They are like, oh, the ghost will follow you. But I personally think that back then they would just use ghosts as an excuse to scare people into doing things. Probably the reason could have been like they wanted to keep their feet clean. Then they just say, oh, ghosts. That time also like cut nails at night because cannot see. Then you will cut your finger what? Because that time they won't have much light. So now it just become ghosts. Everything also ghosts. Like even for Indian tradition, there's like women cannot enter the temple if they're on periods. But actually back then it's because women are just all weaker and tired, so they don't want people to do women to do much work that time. But now it's like, oh, a superstition again.
But now we're on the topic of superstitions, and I can hear that you guys have a lot of superstitions of your own as well, outside of the list that I have. Natasha, my Malay neighbors have a lot of pantangs as well.
Yeah.
Can you share with us some of the popular ones?
One pantang that I practice up to this day is you are not supposed to change place when you are eating, because then you will change spouses.
So if you're bored with your fiancé, then you know what to do.
Change.
Kyle, Chinese side also got a lot.
Yeah, so I think the first one is more of like my job because I work in production. So whenever we go to a place that is abandoned for filming and stuff, we will definitely pray. And we will bring some incense to burn and to let the spirits know that we're there. Every single time someone has not prayed, something happens. So it's like the battery, which is 100%, it will just die. then sound equipment not working, like things dropping, people getting hurt. So I think this is like a far too risky thing to not ignore lah. I think the second thing is, it's quite recent actually. You shouldn't put your shoes like neatly arranged in front of your house. You should just make it like messy. Because if you arrange it neatly, spirits can actually go into your shoe and take your spirit.
I've heard of a similar one, not exactly the house. When you go into a hotel room,
Yeah.
right? You heard that as well. Don't put your shoes like that because the ghost was going to.
Yeah.
So hotel rooms, I'll put it to balik.
Yeah.
But at home, no lah. At home,
I don't know.
just be safe than sorry lah. Just everywhere, so just mess it up.
I remember when I received the keys for my new house, my grandmother sat me down and like, you need to do this, you need to do this. You know, you throw the rice, you put a bowl of rice with a combination of sea salt, and then you just throw it at your new house, all corners, to dismiss the evil spirits. Because new houses, they are actually vacant for very, very long. So who knows what may be staying in there lah. But then I had like a tough time cleaning it out.
Okay. And even cleaning up also is not use hand to clean up, guys. What I know is when you throw all this rice and salt, it absorbs all the bad energy. You cannot use your hand. You got to sweep it up. That's the theory behind it lah.
Oh yeah, then there's one last one, which is every Chinese New Year, my grandmother will tell us, you all don't clean your house. Come the first day of Chinese New Year, cannot clean your house for 15 days because you will sweep away all the luck. So you have to, all the dust, all the dirt, you just have to let it stay for 15 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chinese got a lot of
Yeah, oh my
pantangs.
God, yeah, that's why.
Rishita?
So if you step on books, your education will be gone or something. So then I don't step on books. And then like you cannot step on money, then like you will lose money, then I don't step on money. Then like if you cross someone, like if someone is sleeping, you cannot cross them and walk, or else the person will die. So like I don't do that also. So yeah, these are some superstitions that I follow.
There are a lot of superstitions that we have shared today. Not everything you believe. Some you believe, some you don't believe, some you just do it because out of fear.
Yeah.
Have you thought about where the origins of these superstitions coming from?
Yeah, if someone is telling me to do something, my mind automatically goes into like, why?
But you will still go ahead with the superstitions anyway.
It depends lah. It's like I care about money, education, people's life. So like I won't do it lah. But
So
things I don't
you
care.
pick and choose
yeah,
lah,
pick
like-
and choose. Yeah.
okay.
But if like getting possessed, all I don't personally care so much. So like I don't care like about the true things and stuff like that.
You know, for Kyle, he likes to debunk things, right? I wondered if you have ever peed in the forest or peed against a tree and not say excuse me.
No, I have always said excuse me. I have always done
Why
that.
is that not something you're going to risk?
I mean, like, it's just respect lah. I think for me, my beliefs is like, even though I'm like not really a believer, but I come from a place of respect. I respect everybody's belief. So if you tell me not to do that, then maybe someone staying in the tree, then I will just say, excuse me lah. Nothing much, right? I don't need to do much, right?
Yeah.
No, I want to ask this question because I know for Malays, when your eye twitch on one side, the left side, is supposed to be lucky.
Yeah.
But for the Chinese, if the eyes twitch on the left side, it's unlucky.
Yeah.
So if you're a mixed Chinese Malay, then how? If your left eye twitch, are you lucky or unlucky?
For us, right side means unlucky,
Right side unlucky.
and left side is lucky. Yeah.
Is that the same for you
Yeah,
as well,
it's the
Natasha?
same, yeah.
From what I heard is like both sides unlucky. They say like either way, because I got twitch before that, I asked my elders, I was like, so is it lucky or lucky? Which side? It's like right side. Both unlucky. It's like,
But then in the Indian belief also, some people believe the opposite. Like some people believe the left side is lucky. So really like, we don't know lah which one is really lucky or unlucky.
I've heard is the left side, if you, my grandma said, kelip mata, right? Twitch, right? This is supposed to be unlucky. The right side, if you twitch, means money is coming in. That's what she said lah. So I've not tested it.
I just have the bad habit, like if something happens, like something features, I just think of the positive one. So whatever religion, just follow lah. Yeah, who cares?
And reading horoscope, right? So if my left eye twitch, the Malay say very lucky, so I must be lucky.
Yeah, must be lucky. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other one that really baffles me is in the Muslim belief, in the month of Ramadan, all the ghosts locked up.
Yeah.
But there's one particular year, you remember not?
yeah.
The ghost month and the Ramadan month coincide.
Clashes, yeah.
And the Chinese is 7 months. All the ghosts come out. So if it's the same month, then how? Ghosts come out or ghosts don't come out? So the Malay ghosts all go into the prison, the Chinese ghosts all, yay, holiday.
Hooray!
So now ghosts also got culture and religion.
But not all. From what I've researched
Yeah.
for my podcast, the Hungry Ghost Month is specific spirits.
Okay.
The ones that have no descendants, there's no one praying to them. So those are the ones that are let out, not like your ancestral spirits, the ones that you have a niche or something. Yeah. So there's a slight difference lah.
So Natasha, for the benefit of those who do not know what I was just talking about, could you give us some in-depth explanation in your belief?
So basically during Ramadan, Muslims said that all the ghosts are locked up. But from what I've learned, there's two types of ghosts, jinn and also shaitan. Alright, so jinn got locked up, but shaitan will still loiter around.
But both of them are not like regular people ghosts. It's just like the
no.
demonic ghosts.
Yes,
But
correct.
for Ghost Month, it's more like regular people, right?
Yeah, regular people.
You know, Rishita and Natasha, Hungry Ghost Month is a predominantly Chinese festival. Are there any pantangs that you will observe during 7 months?
I don't step on the joysticks or the
yeah.
food. I think like everyone I know, like even people who come from other countries just come to Singapore, so don't step. Also, firstly, respect. Okay, something happened to my friend's sister. We were going to go from Qatar, then she fell onto a joystick and then like she got bruised or something. Then she woke up, she was okay. Then her entire face turned pale and her eyes rolled back and her body was like twisting like different directions.
No way.
No, I swear, I don't believe in ghosts at all. So when I was seeing that, at first I thought it was seizure, and then we brought her to the doctor. The doctor said they don't know what's the reason. So like,
Must be the hantu lah.
See the hantu.
But have you tried it yourself?
No.
I think it's also very personally I feel like it's very disrespectful.
Disrespectful, yeah.
It's like prayer stuff.
Yep.
In a moment like this where you have the 7 month and the Ramadan coincide together, how then do we respect each other's culture and belief?
I think when you're in a setting where there were more Malay people, then I would say don't do things that is disrespectful to their culture. Or if you're in a mixed setting, then don't do anything lah. Yeah, just don't do.
She just go with the majority Malay. Okay, I believe you, Chinese. Yeah.
No, like if it's both are there, then don't go out of your way and do it. If it's an accident or you don't remember, it's fine.
Okay.
Then if they tell you, then you just say sorry.
Usually during Ramadan, right, we don't really have superstition. When we are fasting, just don't eat in front of us, something like that.
If it's an accident, then let's say someone calls you out for it, instead of like getting angry at them or like, or being rude to them, you can just politely say sorry. Even if you don't believe in it, just say sorry.
Yeah.
Natasha, you look very soft-spoken and but what if someone comes up to you, and they are confrontational towards you? How would you handle that?
You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, lor.
The eyelashes flutter.
Yes.
I mean, if we talk about superstitions, there is an entire laundry list of superstitions that we cannot finish speaking today. Have you considered why these superstitions even exist in the first place? And would you pass down the superstitions to your children, regardless whether you believe in that superstition?
For me, I treat it as more of like a historical element and respect, of course lah. I don't really believe it, but if I were to pass it down, I would tell them like, look, this is part of your culture. You will inherit this culture, but it is up to you to whether if you want to believe in it or not. I'll let you decide on your own. But please, please, please be respectful.
Wow.
Yeah.
I agree with Kyle, because I don't really practice all of the superstition, If it is going to benefit you, then why not?
Like money and
Yeah, correct.
okay.
Yeah.
So again, pick and choose, selective.
Yes, correct.
But the core message is as same as well as respect.
Respect.
Why do you think superstitions is important to our culture?
It has been passed down since like generations over generations, right? So respect. Yeah, it's just respect.
Regardless of culture or religion, when you are surrounded by people who are believers, I think at least out of respect, you don't do certain things.
Yeah.
What's unique about Singapore is that the fact that Hungry Ghost Month and Ramadan fall on the same month during that year, which is really cool. Because then everybody's just minding their own. There's nothing happening, so I think that's pretty
I
nice.
think that's a very uniquely Singaporean culture, right? We kind of just embrace and accept everything as it is.
I think that's why we like very harmonious. We like don't go around like fighting people with like culture. Yeah.
One last question. How does our spiritual and superstitious belief ties us together as a society as a whole?
There's one story that I want to share, like something spooky that happened And then I was sharing it with my Muslim friend, and then he's like, which day was it? Oh, it was a Thursday.
Thursday.
Then he started, then I was like, it all makes sense.
Natasha, Thursday, quick. Why cannot?
Thursday is well known for this type of ghosts coming out from their.
Oh really?
I don't know where they are
Now you
staying.
learn something new. Malam Jumaat.
Malam Jumaat, correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what does Malam Jumaat mean?
Bad spirits, right? They will actually haunt you. So you are not supposed to go out after 7, after dusk.
Maghrib.
Yeah, Maghrib, correct.
You can't find that anywhere else in the world. You can only find it in Singapore, where you can share. Then of course, then there's the Miss P thing. Like as a Chinese guy, I'm like, from young I'm terrified of Miss P. I have already known about Miss P.
What's Miss P?
Pontianak.
That's
Miss P.
the sun gonna set down.
Oh,
so
okay.
just beware. Yeah.
So before we end off the show, I'd just like to have a last word from each of you. Any advice that you would have for our audience watching us today?
One key takeaway from this video that you can get is, I think if you're respectful in a country where there's multicultural, multi-religion, I think you should be fine. Just have a respectful mindset no matter what you do. Yeah, so I think the ghost should leave you alone. Should.
I think one of the perks of living in a multiracial country is that, you know, it's very interesting to learn about each other's cultures and each other's superstitions. Then you will find something common and be like, hey, I also have. In a way, superstitions gives you that stories and that icebreaker. Even if you're a non-believer in all of this, I still feel like you shouldn't mock someone's superstition or like shouldn't be disrespectful to someone's superstition.
For me, if you don't believe in other races, like superstition, right, you should always respect them, respect their belief, respect their superstition. In order for you to get respect, you have to respect others also. Yeah.
The one key takeaway that all of us collectively, and we've been talking about it the whole last few minutes, is the respect of every other culture.
Yeah.
And at the very least, superstition is all about great stories, icebreaker, and good time bonding, in at least in Singapore context. And I think pretty much anywhere in the world, you sit down and go like, what's your superstition? Icebreaker, straight away.
Yeah.
Right? So, well, that's all the time we have for you today on this episode of Chatterbox. On behalf of my guests, Rishita, Kyle, and Natasha, myself, Eugene, signing off. Goodbye, everyone. If you like this video, please
Like, share,
Comment.
Subscribe!
bye!